Should we get wired?
Aye.
Is everyone drinking? Because I'm drinking tea.
I've got
I'm
Bud
on the
Light.
Kraken and vanilla Coke with a slice of lemon.
Oh, fuck, you're not boozing.
Oh, lovely. You're not.
I've got a disease, Ben.
That being alcoholism, or
I thought so at first, but no, it's called Helicobacter pylori. It's a bacteria of the stomach.
nice.
Helicopter pylori.
Aye.
11 days without booze, and I was just telling Vicki I've ordered 42 cans of beer.
From
Brewdog.
Nice.
They were meant to come next week, they're now coming tomorrow.
Oh, brilliant.
So I've got 10 days to stare at 42 cans of beer. Shout out to the people at Brewdog who delayed my last delivery, hence a 15% discount. Big shout out to those guys who then sped up this one. So I can sit
very
and look
nice
at
of them.
I mean, it's good customer service to be fair. You can't not
I
go
can
for that.
sit and stare at 42 cans.
As they slowly dwindle, as Rebecca breaks into them while you're on your abstinence from alcohol.
I'm going to be like Homer Simpson with his pile of sugar. I am going to
Just
sit
guarding it
and
all day, all
lie
night.
on my 42 cans of beer in the shape of a pyramid.
I mean, as long as they don't like attract flies like the sugar did, you'll be fine.
I mean, they can try.
You'll have your way with them.
They've never seen a functioning alky fight them for anything. Right, Ben, where's my intro theme tune?
Oh, it gets edited in afterwards.
Going to just make a wee theme tune so I get the vibe.
I mean, I sent you the video of like the intro.
Just sing one.
I don't really know.
Good one.
It's not. It's not what he said. It's the way that he said it. This is our podcast. There you go.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Oh, that was some way to start.
Alright.
Well, as you said, Ben, this is the Way That You Said It podcast, where we are going to talk absolute nonsense about the talking points that are probably on the periphery of everybody's thoughts and hopes and dreams, especially right now. But born out of, what's the magic word, Ben?
Furlough.
Furlough.
Boredom.
Furlough.
Take it
Furlough.
back.
Furlough. And ultimately a sickness towards the word of coronavirus, but that'll be the... I'd say that'll be the last time I'll mention it, but it probably won't be.
It's definitely not going to be.
I'm going to call this a podcast, but it could be a video, it could be a VHS, I don't know, could be whatever you want it to be.
A cassette on the go.
Cassette, could be, yeah, people are into that shit now.
A vinyl, sorted.
This is just a place that we're just going to vent, and we think
Chat.
our opinions matter. We think everyone's opinions matter, so...
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, not everybody's, but we're here for the little man. The little man. We don't have any...
The voice of the voiceless.
We don't have any beep beeps in this place. I won't say his name, but if you're looking for some repair work on a conservatory, I can guide you towards a man. I know, we shout out to my pals at work there. Won't say where I work just now, because the furlough pay is too good. But where do we want to start today, guys?
You
Would
had
you
a
like to
nice
hear?
summarised list that you sent through.
I did have a nice summarised list, but I really want to just moan about living in a furloughed world, in a coronavirus world. As I said, I'm not going to mention coronavirus just the once. I want to mention it.
So what do you miss most about previous normal life?
All sport. I miss all new sport.
I miss
I
the
miss
pub,
new
Ben.
football.
I miss
the
the
pubs, yeah.
Fucking
Aye.
fuck football. Fuck basketball, baseball. I mean, to be fair, maybe don't fuck it, but I miss the taste of a fresh tenant.
The canned stuff's just no good enough.
I just miss like the absolute bollocks that you hear folk talking in pubs when they're pished and.
I miss the diggers regulars, to be fair. I miss all the wee old men with their dugs and their banter.
Aye.
The hilarious patter.
I miss the smell.
Aye. I do. I miss the smell of a pub.
I miss the headache the next morning, which is so. An in-house headache the next morning is a lot more depressing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not quite as nice.
It's just like I'm just a bit of a jakey now, haven't I?
So see, that's the worst part, is like the pubs and whatnot are going to be the last things to reopen again, so it's going to be the longest wait until you get back to doing them again.
Aye.
That'll be the sweetest day.
I mean, to be fair, the only benefit coming out of this is that we can get rid of all Weatherspoons, because that absolute bellend who's decided that he wants to reopen his pubs, because pubs are the only quiet place in the world, apparently. It's all good. Fucking
It is.
going to the shops is like the most terrifying experience of your entire
Oh,
life.
it was fantastic.
It's like
So
going to fucking Nam.
I went to a Sainsbury's for the first time yesterday, and they've got it set up so that you are separated by trolleys as you walk into the shop.
Oh God.
So I've got an image of it, so I'll put it on the screen. But essentially, you walk up, and it's like a roller coaster like ride where you queue in like snake formation, but the snake formation is built out of trolleys.
Oh Christ.
And it's like, where did all these trolleys even come from? You go into Sainsbury's half time, you can't find a trolley. That you've got all these ones to separate the queues.
Have you found that every shop now has a Hive bouncer on the front door?
Not so much actually.
Not so much, yeah. So Sainsbury's had like their security guys, and then Asda, whenever I went to there, just had like one of their security boys at the front door. It's not been too bad.
I love the wee guys that work in my Sainsbury's, but the guy that stands on the door during the day, normally between about 12 and 4, it's got to his head a wee bit. He's turned into a wee bit of Colonel Gaddafi, like standing at the front door, gives you the wee 3-finger salute when you can come in, and then stands about 4 inches away from you as you go and get a basket, like you're stealing his children, and you're like, well, I don't really know what the sitch is here, lads, but other than that, it's all good.
I think it's the baldy heed that's put them on.
I think it is the baldy heed. I need to get more hats.
Yeah.
But
It's the baldy heed and living in the area you live in. That's what this is the combo.
okay, you can see used to a road, so everybody assumes I'm a criminal. So probably fair.
Nothing wrong with the Leith San Siro.
You're
We'll
too
not go
kind,
there.
Ben.
Looks like it's fallen down by the way I can see it every day.
Oh God.
So
That's all we wish for.
this week,
Aye.
just finished the NFL draft. Ben threw up halfway through the NFL draft, didn't you, Ben?
Oh, Ben.
No, I wasn't halfway through.
Okay, 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, please, thank you. Give me some credit. I mean, to be fair to me, I was drinking rum straight. You were drinking B-Tech apple sours.
BTEC Apple Sours, can't you beat it? Big shout out to the what the fuck is it? What's that company called?
Mickey Finnegan's or something like that.
Mickey Finn's. Michael Finnegan, as you've just called him, Big Michael Finnegan.
Aye, Big Mickey.
Rainy in a
Aye,
bottle.
no,
Rainy
that was,
required.
that was not fun.
Yep, the perfect side dish to Gaviscon.
Oh.
But not good.
No,
But
the draft was interesting.
but the draft happened. Quarterback taken first. But the big news already happened. Tom Brady off to Tampa. Tampa Bay.
But, the fact that he's even, what do you call it, copyrighted those bloody sayings is fecking annoying.
Was already moved into his house during this time of
Come on.
Has he
absolute.
moved into his house or has he moved into Derek Jeter's house? Because I keep hearing different things.
He's in a house. I don't know. His family.
Either
are
way,
there.
you shouldn't be moving anyway.
How the fuck did he
considering
move? It
coronavirus
must be
happening.
class when you can move, when you've got your own jet and your own slave labour. But nonetheless, there he is, moving. Just as we were about to probably see him in London again. First time for, since 2012? Playing the St. Louis Cardinals. Don't exist anymore. Gone.
Terrible. Well, I mean, to be fair, like, do you reckon that the London games will still go ahead?
Well,
I
he
don't
doesn't.
know.
He doesn't know that, and he's fucked off again. And he moves to a team that have been here 3 times. They were here last year.
So it's confirmed that Brady hates London.
So he hates London, hates the UK, and I hate his smug, awful face. And I hope it blows up on him.
See, I think they're stronger than I would like them to be. They do stand a chance, but they are in a pretty stacked division. They've got the Saints. Who else is in the division? I think that they've got a strong receiving core. If Gronk stays healthy, they could make a run at it.
Nah, I don't see Gronk staying healthy. He's got too many 24/7 championship title matches to
I
go.
mean, that's true. He absolutely does.
I'm not really
I
bothered
really
about.
hope that at one of the first game back or something, that some random like R-Truth just runs on and pins him in the middle of the pitch, just to see what happens.
That does seem like a very Tampa Bay thing to be done, actually.
Yeah, I mean Vince will give them. Well, Vince will have the money for it.
Oh
so.
God, yeah. Especially now that we only have the XFL. That'll go in
No,
the shitter.
well, it was quite interesting what happened with that. So when they started up XFL season 2 or the regen of XFL, he stated that WWE had absolutely no part in the XFL. It was a completely separate entity. Yet when they filed for bankruptcy, WWE were on the bankruptcy report.
Oh, for the love of God.
So I was like, all right, yep, that's went down well.
Actual nightmare. Nightmare of a man.
I don't care about his talent. I don't care about.
Is this Brady or Gronk?
I mean, both of them, because they've both done the same thing. They've both decided to dodge any chance that we had of seeing them here. So I've taken that very personally.
I mean,
It was
that's
definitely a
fair.
vendetta against you.
That's how I'm taking it. I'm feeling pretty sorry for myself right now, so I'm taking it like that.
Fair.
Has anybody
I mean,
watched?
On you go.
Has anybody watched The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan doc?
No, is it
No.
good?
Yeah, what a guy! Absolute baller. Always looks like he's going to cry. Don't know why, but what a player. And what did he do? What did he do at the end of his career? He
He went and
retired.
played baseball.
He went and played baseball, and then what did he do? So he's done an absolute Gronk. What did he do? He came back and he played for the Washington Wizards.
He did.
What the fuck is that?
But see, this is the thing. I mean,
Why? What happened? He got injured and he got clapped off. 4 minutes to go. It's been about 4 games. And then that's all. Every Washington Wizards fan, it's like Roy Keane at Celtic. I'm sure he had his moments, but it was just like, oh, this is a bit sad.
yeah. See,
And when
this is
Gronk breaks his shin, that's what everyone's going to say.
I just think it. I mean, you know where I stand in terms of him not staying with the one team. At least Eli stayed with the Giants throughout his whole career. I just think it takes the shine off.
R.I.P. to the greatest career of all time.
It just takes the shine off the legacy by going to Tampa. And fine if he does well, but I mean,
Can we
Joe
just make
Montana
this
went to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Can we
and
make this the
nobody
last time on
remembered
the podcast that Tom Brady is mentioned in the same breath as the God himself,
it. What, Eli?
Eli Manning?
I mean, that boy, he's got 2 rings, fair enough, but I just cannot see him being in the Hall of Fame. He just does not have a Hall of Fame career.
Do you know what he's got 2 more than Tom Brady of? Genuine friends. Because 2 is more than 0.
Fair.
That is true.
Also, that
Yeah.
that wee guy that kicks about Tom, he's TB12 guy. That guy who talks about
Oh, it's masseuse.
he's
Masseuse.
Don't know about that, like. Don't know about that. Is Giselle maybe just the best beard of all time? Who knows? Anyway.
I mean, he's always been slightly odd, but I think he's done quite a good job in hiding the.
Name one incredible... And I'm not talking like... There's a difference between really top level and like incredible. I'm talking like Michael Jordans of this world. I'm obsessed with Michael Jordan just now. This documentary's pretty decent. Who isn't a bit weird.
Oh no, it's true. And
Like, I think there has to be something in your psyche that makes you just a wee bit
different.
weird. Wired
Yeah,
a wee bit differently.
I think you're absolutely right, but I think he always kind of struck me as he would take the, you know, he would shut up and he'd take a hit on his salary so they could build the team around him, and you know, he struck me as a sort of proper team player, and you know, the whole sort of off-season drama where it's like, would he go somewhere else? Would he stay with the Patriots? Was just like, shut the fuck up! I don't care. It just seemed like he'd finally snapped and gone, I'm gonna get paid and I'm gonna do what I want, and it was just like, nah, Tom, fuck off.
How much of it's because Bill Belichick's maybe just a bit of an arsehole?
I think Bill Belichick's the reason why he's in the position that he was. If there wasn't Bill Belichick, I don't think he'd be as good as he was.
But if there wasn't Tom Brady, would Bill Belichick be where he was?
Probably not.
No.
I think he had the perfect storm for a good number of years.
Yeah, I think it worked out pretty nicely. I mean, I think it says quite a lot when all your fan base is absolutely buzzing when your dog starts to make your draft picks instead of you. So, I like him. Obviously, he's just like Dr. Evil, but without the sort of weird patter and that sort of like early noughties comedy that everyone thought was class for a bit, but now winds you up. But I think he's lost the plot a wee bit. He's taken a racially motivated kicker. That's what I'm going to say about that guy before we get sued.
I saw him, yeah.
He's going to get his tattoo covered up. That sounds like a nice old school Bill Belichick slap on the wrists has happened there. But other than that, it's been a strange old time for him. And when he tanks this season, and well, I was going to make another joke about Robert Kraft, but there's another court case we don't need after episode 1, so maybe we'll just hand that over to someone else.
I just think it would have been good for the whole franchise if they just both retired, had a clean slate, called it a career for both of them. Fantastic, ride off into the sunset.
Look, Bill just wants to return to his homeland, where his heart actually lies, and that's the New York Football Giants.
Oh, it's the Cleveland Browns, if anything. Calm down.
He cried once in this Football Life documentary, and when was that? It was when he was standing in the room where he had his treadmill when he used to walk and watch hours of video for the Giants. He had some good times in there. He cried. Did you see him cry in Cleveland? No, he went there and was like, Cleveland, Cleveland, they once opened a case of Bud Light when they won a game at Cleveland.
My favourite Bill Belichick move of all time was when he was selected as the Jets head coach, and then the same day or the day after?
The day after.
No, fuck off, I'm off to the Patriots. But basically wrote it down on a napkin. It was basically like, nah, sorry, Jets are shite, I'm off by.
At his presentation. As coach.
Just superb.
What a guy. Back when he had balls. Good times.
That is top tier shithousery. You got to appreciate that.
Top tier.
I do wonder with the Bengals have released Andy Dalton today, Cam Newton's on the market, Flacco's on the market, but he's shite anyway. I do wonder if they'll get somebody in free agency, because I can't see them starting the season with anybody that's on their current roster as a starter.
It'll be the ginger pistol whip that's coming in.
Oh, I'm all for it. I think he's dependable. I think he'll be solid. I don't think he'll be spectacular, and I don't think if the Patriots get to the playoffs that they'll do very much, especially now that the Chiefs are completely stacked.
It's like selling a Mustang and getting a Mondeo, let's be honest.
It's like getting a Volvo.
They're just settling down for just before retirement. He's got himself a Labrador, and he's called it Andy Dalton, and it's going to be there, and it's nice, and people like it, and it goes 8-8, and everybody's happy. And he chucks the ball in a big straight line, and for mugs like us, we have no idea what's happening. And it'll be pish, and they'll win nothing again.
I can't see them winning a championship, and I can't see them winning a Super Bowl.
Back to the mac and cheese for Robert.
That'll be it.
Big Bob Kraft. Get those red packets going, big man. Is that even him? Is that what he does?
I don't think so. I think he's probably a property magnate.
I heard he owns a few spas in the Los Angeles area.
Oh yeah, I think he does, absolutely. I mean, he certainly frequents them just to make sure that they're running to plan.
Yeah. I think after that video with Tom, Ben, maybe you can stick that video in here.
First time? Uh-huh. You? 6.
But yeah, that video that you just saw there, I think that might have finished him. I think that might have finished his time there. I think Big Bob Kraft left the boy who told him he was going to be his first choice quarterback behind and saw him as the man who was making jokes about his alleged prostitution offences.
Regardless if he has a solid to exceptional season, I don't see him beating out Kittle. I don't see him beating out Kelsey in terms of being best tight end in the league.
But I don't. Was he ever? I mean, like, I know. Okay, yeah.
Oh no, he wasn't his prime.
Incredible player, but he was always an incredible player when it really mattered, not when. And he'll do the same. If it's a playoff game, minute to go, and you need a touchdown, and you've got Tom Brady, and you've got Gronk, you're taking that over Jimmy G and Kittle anytime, any day of the week.
I'm not sure. Maybe in their prime, absolutely.
Maybe you would take Brady and Kittle over it, but Jimmy G. Shout out to the sexiest man in football.
Oh, he's absolutely
gorgeous.
Jimmy
G, yes. Here, Matthew Stafford's not bad though.
He is a fine merchant of the bottle, which is a bit of a problem for Jimmy. You can be sexy as you want, but when it comes down to the second most embarrassing flop, collapse.
What, after the Buck
in a Super Bowl?
Oh, in a Super Bowl, fair.
In a Super Bowl. I mean, Tom was part of the worst collapse. I don't think we need to go into that. R.I.P.
Oh, I think an argument could be made for Cam.
Well, I mean, that was embarrassing, but I mean, in terms of being so far ahead, like the biggest collapse. Julio Jones in the
and the great story of my £5 bet.
That was a superb evening in the Three Sisters.
We'll perhaps go into that at a later date. But yeah, I think it'll be a funky season if it ever starts. Maybe they could just do what Borussia Mönchengladbach have done and charge all the fans £20 for a print-out version of themselves to sit in their seat. Did you see that?
I didn't, but that is a good idea, actually.
€20 and they'll print a picture of you out, life-size, and put it in your seat.
Jesus.
And they're donating it all to the German healthcare system.
Oh, that's nice of them. I think that's quite a good idea, actually. That's Anne Budge. Anne Budge should jump all over that. Jesus.
See, they've got football teams, raising money. We've got football teams promoting that we get more people together and kill off some more. And we're making 100-year-old men walk miles and miles and miles just to maintain the healthcare system.
But in return for that, he did get to be part of the English cricket team for the day. So happy birthday,
also
Colonel
got
Tom.
given a WWE Championship belt personalised to him.
But we all had to listen to Michael Ball and him for some reason sing "You'll Never Walk Alone," which made me never want to return to Celtic Park. Never really wanted to know what Anfield was, and made my whole body want to crawl inside itself. And actually made me consider for a brief period whether that was actually better than not having Corona.
See, now I didn't know that was a thing, but anytime Michael Ball does anything, I kind of want to climb up inside myself. And then when he's all like, "Hey, I'm mates with Alfie Bow," nobody cares.
Yeah,
Nobody cares, mate. Like, sod off.
If they ever bring back Desert Island Dicks, they'll still be on it first. But anyway.
Oh my god.
We'll see. Big shout out to Alfie Bow as well, if you're listening.
No.
So, say that obviously, for example, the league, the SPFL, for example, does get null and void. How does that, or do we know how that then affects Champions League and Europa League places for next season?
I don't know, do they take it from last year?
We can't null and void it.
I don't think you can. I think we played too many games.
You can't null and void it.
I mean, it's the SPFL. Have you ever seen what the SFA can do?
Well, that's true.
Do what they want.
They can do what they want.
Well, I'm not sure how we null and void the Premier League and we keep the championships being awarded to Dundee United.
Yeah, and Partick this have been relegated. What was it League One have done? They've just basically called it, haven't they? And awarded PSG the...
I mean, they were like 12 points ahead, so they're just like, well...
12 points ahead?
I think so.
As many as 12? That's...
I'm not sure. Have a look.
Fact checker Ben, you can get into that, but I don't know what's the point anyway. What's the point of you void the league?
See,
yep, they were 12 points ahead. PSG on 68 and Marseille on 56.
Jeez. I genuinely I get the argument. I can completely understand people like Anne Budge making the argument for we should not be relegated, and here's why. But over the course of the games that we have played, we have not been good enough. So if the season ends today, fine, we get relegated, because in the same vein that Celtic should be champions at this stage if it gets called today, then we should get relegated. And the whole restructuring the league, fine if we stay up, absolute bonus, but for weeks I've been like, this is the season we get relegated, because we have been shite.
The thing I've loved reading though is when all the votes were going about, and obviously when everybody's vote sort of got revealed, all the Hearts fans on Twitter were like, oh, it's just Hibs are just trying to get Hearts relegated. It's like, we've done everything we can. We give you 6 points this season. What more could we do to help you out?
It's we've shot ourselves in the foot repeatedly in terms of, like, we were listening. I remember listening with Peter to the Hamilton game, and it was fucking painful because it was just like, sweet Jesus. Like, but does it not strike you as the most Scottish football thing ever? For the, I think I'm assuming it's the SFA that have appointed Anne Budge and the guy from Hamilton to be like, here, if you want to think about restructuring the league, you go away and do that. You're in charge of that. Like, why would you give the people who are connected to the two teams?
Need of it.
Yeah, like, why would you do that? Just be like, either appoint somebody from everybody, or put it to another vote. Although Rangers will shout that you're bent anyway. But, like, who the fuck does that? Who the fuck goes, you're the most affected by this, so if you want to change it, feel free. Of course I want to change it. Of course I want to stay up. Think of the revenue. No.
I can't help but feel this is the most unified Scottish football's been for a long time.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I think it's the most entertaining that Scottish football's been without Scottish football being played.
I think if you ignore the usual cycles and the usual, guys that make a fast buck off having their voices heard out in the media, people that ultimately no one cares about. Most people don't care. Like I haven't even thought about it. I've got a season ticket at Parkhead. I haven't even thought about it. I don't care. I'm too busy trying not to die when I go to buy myself that awful yogurt to even consider what's going to happen when they stop playing football. It's like I don't care. I miss kicking about with my dad at the games. That's about it.
See, I miss watching the games. I think. I miss sitting down with Peter and watching Old Firm games where he's stressed off his nut. We've got a piper in the street, if you're wondering.
I did hear a piper, and I was like, "Is that outside mine?"
Connor's outside.
Dragged back
okay,
into some sort of
Oh, there's people outside hitting pots and pans.
big round of applause, guys.
NHS.
Round of applause to the Scottish Championship for deciding early. Well done, guys.
See, that's the thing that strikes me as well. How can you decide several leagues and not decide them all?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense because then you can't. If you've given somebody promotion, you then have to relegate somebody from the above league, or else where are they going to go? They're just going to restructure. Well, they could restructure, which would be fantastic, but they're going to end up screwing that up if they try that as well.
I think the real question on everyone's minds is, what are they going to do with the MLS?
I am very annoyed. So, Peter and I and a couple of the guys from work had just gone into the MLS fantasy football, looking at our teams, checking the bye weeks, seeing who's performed well. Get a notification, MLS is cancelled. Fantastic.
I was 8th
Dear
in the
God.
world. 8th in the
Genuine.
Still
world.
are.
Well
I
done.
still am. I will be
But
forever.
you can't get the dollar from them because you're no based in the States.
No, so if anybody's listening from America, which I'm sure they're not, but if you could send your address to PO Box 1025, which I've just made up, so you can claim the money on my behalf, because it's no fair. And I'm skint, as I mentioned earlier. But, no. Absolute nonsense. But what are they going to do? Because they can't play a full season now.
No.
I think they should just do that class old school penalty shooter they used to do, where they'd run from the halfway line.
Oh, it's fantastic.
What, like
Every-
ice hockey?
They'd run from the halfway line, one of them the goalie. You get like 10 seconds to score. Just do that.
That's like a halftime challenge.
Just send a
Scottish
goalie
games.
and 5 players to like the same stadium and do it all in one day.
No, just send the goalie for each team and the captain for each team. Sorry.
Just
Do you know what I've
Boom.
only learnt fairly recently, and Peter found it hilarious. We've been watching the match of their days, and there was
Alright,
one that Ian Wright had selected that was like him with Crystal Palace playing in the FA Cup final, I think against Man United, and they drew. So it gets to the end of the game. I think it's 2-2. Game ends.
Replay.
And then they fuck off. And I'm like, what? Where's the extra time and where's the penalty shootout? And Peter's like, oh no, back then they just did a replay on the Wednesday night. I'm like, but it's the FA Cup final. It's the final. What are they fucking doing? They've had this magnificent day out in London, and they have to drive back up to Manchester and then back down if they want to come back on the Wednesday night. What the fuck?
Do you know what happened if the replay was a draw?
Replay again?
Golden goal. Was it?
Replay.
Oh, was it replay again?
Fucking joke.
Third replay. They just replay to their heart's content.
Did they not change
Never
it because they
ending.
were
Revenue.
concerned that people were just constantly playing for replays so they could get the gate money?
I mean, I think they changed it because they didn't want 12 replays. At which point, there's
Fair.
like 4 guys watching.
Nobody cares who wins at
Next
that
season's finals already happened. You know. But Ali McCoy would have been on the phone saying there's an asterisk next to your FA Cup win. You won it in a replay.
point. Doesn't count.
Asterisk. You know, it's no their fault. It's no
That's
Dundee United's
absolutely bananas
fault.
to me.
It's no Crystal Palace's fault. But there'll be an asterisk next to their title.
It's all Celtic's fault.
This is going to become a Celtic podcast if we're not careful here.
Dangerous.
Right, this week
Dangerous.
though, this week, right now, we should be talking about Europa League. I think, what was it, last 16 quarterfinals?
Yeah.
Should have been Champions League semi-finals this week. BBC been asking, what is the best Champions League final you've ever seen?
Final.
Semi-final.
Semi-final.
I mean, I think it has. I mean, I saw what got number 1, and I'm hard pushed to think of another one.
What was number 1?
Everyone's
Man
going to say Liverpool.
Barcelona, Liverpool, and that
okay.
was a great comeback.
Everybody.
I'm
there's-
hard
there's,
pushed
there's
to
only
think
one
of.
right. There's only one right answer.
Is it Inter Barcelona?
Inter Barcelona. Have you ever seen a better case of shithousery?
Is that when the sprinkles went off the new
Aye,
camp when they were
apparently,
celebrating?
Jose helicoptering across the stadium like a psychotic ninja.
Was
Losing
it
the
biscuits
plot.
that went down and then sort of peeked out from behind his hands just to check that he was playing it right, and then
David Luiz done that as well. He
Like
peeked in his hands laughing.
Like
Sideshow
Sergio custard
Bob.
creams. What a guy. But no, does it get
Did
any better than that?
was there not? Was it not from there that Jose Mourinho first used the term "park the bus"?
I mean, it may have been, but I mean, what a team it was anyway. What a team.
It was a
Cambiaso,
fantastic team.
Eto'o,
Maicon.
Diego Milito. Oh, football manager godsends. What a team. What a team. The absolute dream of a performance. Catenaccio in style. It's back. It's alive. What a team. Must have had about 80% of the ball. They made Celtic look like a possession team the night they played Barcelona. What a team. But I hate
Fantastic send.
I hate the Champions League now anyway.
Do you? I still
it.
enjoy it.
Hate it.
Nah,
For what
I
reason?
think it's that theme music, man. It gets me going.
The theme music's good. It's great when it's in front of 12,000 Manchester City fans who boo it. That's when I really like it. Or in front of the Atalanta fans, in front of another team's stadium with their own fans in it, but 8 of them in it, clapping away. But
I was annoyed at how bad the final was last year. That was such
Oh,
a
it was
disappointment. Like,
Awful.
especially after how good both the semi-finals were. Like Tottenham Ajax were like,
Oh, that was a brilliant semi-final as well. Yeah.
and you kind of
Well,
wish
Lucas
that had been
Moura
the final.
hat-trick. The thing that confused me as well was like Harry Kane wasn't fit. He shouldn't have started that game. Lucas Moura should have started that game over Kane. But
God,
because
yeah.
it's Harry Kane, he had to start.
Yeah.
the Champions League problem is that there's not enough champions in it.
No, so that is a good point. Like the champions don't get into the Champions League.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
I think that is.
It makes no
Yeah,
sense.
like you can. What's
You can be
what's the
fourth
thing?
in the English Prem? It's fourth in the Prem.
Yeah, it's
and
ridiculous.
You can get into it.
Group stages this year, Atalanta never won the Serie A. Tottenham, they've won the Premier League twice. Last time they did it, 1961.
60s.
1961. 61.
I think they should genuinely. it
Bayer
should-
Leverkusen never won the Bundesliga. Napoli last won Serie A in 1990. That was the second time. RB Leipzig. Fucking Red.
I've only been in the top league for how many years
Red
now?
Bull piss up ruin football. United have been alive for 10 years. They haven't even won Bundesliga 2. They finished second.
I don't understand
Wow.
why they don't. With like, what is it next season? They'll have the second Europa Cup thing.
Well, it depends what happens with all this COVID stuff,
True.
I suppose.
But that'll be
But you've
great.
got-
That's going to be the Diddy Championship. Man
but-
United reserves will win that thing.
It'll be like the sort of European Tunnix Wafer Cup,
Aye.
but it
So what
shouldn't.
is the UEFA Europa Conference League? Is that what it's called? I think.
Yeah.
The champions of Kazakhstan against Celtic
You'll still lose.
still get beat.
I just don't see why you just don't take the top team from all the leagues that are included, make it a proper Champions League.
Cost money.
I know,
That's not a draw.
but it's just shit. I think it's shit.
BT will not be wanting to pay for their rights. They didn't want to see some random, like Maribor versus some random team. It's not going to happen.
It's just guff. It's just absolute
Aye.
guff.
No, they should just rebrand it. It's not the Champions League.
No, but then it doesn't really
It's-
work with the some champions and the
Yeah.
rest. It doesn't work as a theme tune. It doesn't work,
Nah,
which is a shame.
snappy like.
I know, it sucks. Eric Halland's wake up alarm ringtone, I think.
You see the absolute the shithousery as well when was it PSG that beat them? They all started doing Haaland celebration.
Oh, I do like the smug banter that sometimes happens in football.
I think it's because Haaland said something like, "Oh, Paris is my city," and then went there and they got knocked out. So it was great.
Is there anything worse than Paris Saint-Germain? Maybe the clap.
Leipzig are close. Leipzig are
Rangers?
close.
I mean, I was thinking more like the clap or, you know, the end of
Coronavirus.
humankind or something like that. Because I don't think it gets much worse than that. But I'm just a lot more negative than you guys, clearly.
I think you are, yeah. I mean, I'm a pessimist at the best of times, but you take it to other levels.
I saw a stat actually recently about Neymar since being at PSG, and it was something he's only played. I think it's about half of the games since he's been at PSG, whilst earning a ludicrous amount of money.
Oh, insane, I'd imagine.
Let's see if I can get up the stat. So,
Shout out to Ben and his Mandalorian t-shirt as well, by the way.
oh, Mandalorian, fantastic series. We'd recommend to anybody who's not watched it.
Can't wait. We've got Friday, we've got the series finale. That'll be fun.
Free adverts for Disney Plus here now, guys, as well.
Totally
Send up, I'm
responsive.
sure there's
I'm
something
loving the
free
Disney
trial.
Plus.
Yeah, so Neymar has played just 80 of the 155 PSG games, 51% at 26 a season, since arriving in 2017.
Flippin' heck.
Neymar is paid 37 million net yearly. Every appearance has cost PSG 1.4 million euros.
Oh my God.
So it means Neymar's been paid 111 million euros for just 80 games in 3 years. Therefore, PSG has spent a minimum of 333 million so far.
Jesus. That's
And what have
mad.
they got in return? A couple of Ligue 1 titles.
Yeah. He's never really
They get
looked.
one season because Monaco won it a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he just hasn't looked.
Tax saving athletic.
There was a bit before, just before the shutdown, where he genuinely looked like he was channeling his inner Jean Valjean, like he'd grown a sort of scraggly beard, and looked like he'd walked right out of Les Mis.
Yeah, it's mental.
It's a bit racial.
Just saying. You can't pull that off unless you're Hugh Jackman.
Aye, no, it just doesn't work unless you're
Hugh
you're
Jackman.
that sort of Hugh Jackman. But no, it's those sort of stats are just mental.
That is bananas.
That's from Marca as well, so I would say it's fairly reliable. But so when we're talking about Champions League semi-finals, moving on to like say for the finals, for example, what like the sort of goals that you see in those when you're saying Liverpool being so disappointing, like that penalty was just ridiculous. But then you get some other games where you see like Ronaldo hitting mental. Although it was a semi, actually wasn't.
What was the
mental,
Gareth
but then
Bale?
Bale as well.
Oh, the Bale goal was ridiculous.
Although Karius didn't help himself,
No.
it was still a ridiculous attempt to make.
Yeah, but I guess sometimes you got to like just throw your foot in there and make contact with it. I guess.
Just
but-
go for it, aye.
Especially if you're Gareth Bale coming off the bench.
I haven't watched the Champions League final for about 12 years.
Really?
I watch old reruns of Tenant Soccer Sixes. Wraith Rovers, man, what a team. Oh.
Fantastic team, to be
Oof.
fair.
Back in the day when you used to win the League Cup and you got a Coca-Cola bicycle. Oh. That's the kind of thing
You
I'm
got a
looking.
bike.
That's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Man of the match got a bike, a pedal bike.
That's
That's the kind of
Scottish
thing I'm looking
football's
for.
finest.
I don't want to watch some overpaid tufty. Tufty, what a word?
Fantastic word, to be fair.
It's a great word.
So we've just got one more sort of key bit to focus on then, and it's was it the best goals you've seen?
Best goal you've ever seen. What is the best goal you've ever seen, Ben?
Is this in person or just in general?
Just in general. The goal that you remember the most.
Oh, I mean, as a Hibs fan, got to be David Gray's goal against Rangers in the 2016 Scottish Cup final. It's got to be.
See, now
I was there as well, so
I was going to go with one of the 5 that we scored against you in the cup final, but there's just too
Against
many
me?
to
I was
choose
there.
from. There's just too many to choose from the Hibs game. It was difficult.
but none of them really mattered, though, did they?
I mean, they did to me. They did to me, Ben.
That penalty was never a penalty. You know,
Oh,
it's terrible. It's a game off that. Terrible. Oh, I mean, it was never it was a red card, but it was never a penalty. It was outside the box.
It's alright. It's
This
alright,
is like
Benjamin.
watching two blind men look for water in the desert.
But in all seriousness, when you sent that topic through, the first thing that came to my mind wasn't a goal scored; it was a goal missed.
What one was that?
The first thing that came to my head was Gareth Southgate missing his penalty in Euro '96, because I was 8. Hold on, do the maths. 8. Dad was upstairs painting Mum and Dad's bedroom and had it on like a wee blocky portable TV. And I just remember just wishing to go, because I think it was because the goal that I remember the most was Gazza's one against Scotland in Euro '96, because I hated him. I hated him for doing that to Scotland and then lying on the ground and getting sprayed with water. That pissed me off. Little 8-year-old me was so annoyed and so angry. So then when it came to the penalty shootout, I was just praying against all things that England would not go through. And then when Gareth Southgate missed his penalty, was just euphoria. It was great. It was utterly fantastic.
Do you think the day that Gaza scored that goal, his good pal Raoul Moat was in the crowd and one of his free tickets? Box of chicken and a fishing rod in hand.
What's your favourite goal you've ever seen, or the best goal?
Best goal I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a wee story.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to take you to a place that you may have been before. You might have been. It's called Linlithgow, or as the locals like to call it, Lithgay. If you've never been to Lithgay, it's probably the only provincial shithole that's got a palace. Would you agree? Can you think of another one?
That I know of.
You know?
Yeah, that I know of.
Yep, kind of place that's got more pubs than the number of the average IQ. I would say Linlithgow. Good place. Good place for a baby, but Very little else. Run by Swans. Last time I was in Linlithgow. It's a shithole. But a real historic football club. Linlithgow Rose. What a team. What a team. Playing Jambo jerseys because they're basically Hearts reserves. But I was there with my dad for a Linlithgow Bonus derby. Now,
what a game.
Old Firm, South American derbies, Milan derbies, nothing on this. Nothing on this. Two coppers. At one point you hear, we're up to our knees in Bonus blood, surrender or you'll die. And a bucky bottle flies across the pitch.
Wow.
Full on riot starts. There was a guy playing for Bonus United. His name was Will Snowden. Shout out to Will Snowden if you're listening. He won the League Cup with Livingston when they beat who, Ben?
Don't know what we talk about.
Beat Hibernian in the final.
No,
2-0.
never happened.
He was playing that day.
Aye.
And he went on to work in the bank with my dad. Must have been in his late 20s, early 30s. Playing for Bonus United. So we were there. Wee guy up front. My dad would describe him as a barrel. Which should give you an idea on the sort of...
He didn't get many barrels anymore in football.
Nah, but it gives you an idea of the BMI of the guy playing up front. So I'm sure you can get it in your mind. And there he goes. Beats one. Beats two. Breathing like a smoker halfway through the Great North Run. Goes through, dinks the shoulder, slots it into the bottom corner, and it's on one of those pitches that you can see every bounce of the ball tremble
Every bobble.
as it trickles into the far corner. If the goalie hadn't stopped to admire it, you think he might have got there and booted it away. Beautiful. Into the bottom of the net that's not been pinned down properly, so it curls almost into the net.
Oh,
Doesn't get any
beautiful.
more beautiful than that. And I won a tenner in the half-time draw.
Well done.
Second
Oh,
place.
look at that.
First place, though, was a butcher's pack. 6
That's
slices
the
of
dream.
square sausage. I've never been so fucking angry in my life.
That is the dream.
But a
What about
tenner.
you, Ben? What's yours?
I mean, if we're going off like what meant the most, obviously, it's the David Gray header. It's got to be. But I think the best goal is the one that I personally managed to score during a game of fives. Fantastic. So me and my mate Jordan, shout out to Jordan as well, were never done this before in life. Never had seen a goal like it in fives. Run out of pitch, 1-2 with each other, all the way up, skinning people as we go. One pass to him, he takes a pass boy, puts it through his legs, back to me, back to him, back to me, back to me. Oh, straight across into an open net. Beautiful. Keeper had no chance. Keeper was away looking at the other side of the goals. It's absolutely stunning. Everybody else in the pitch just stopped and was like, what has just happened? Then I went on to miss like 30 more sitters, but that's by the by. That one goal was worth it.
There was me saying that none of us had the narcissism of a billionaire, and the best goal you've ever seen was scored by yourself.
100.
Choosing a game of
We're off
five.
to a strong start here.
Oh, actually, no, to be fair, I think it was sixes.
Well, this has been emotional, guys. This has been emotional. And what is now officially the first thing that the way that you said it has ever done. So
Well done, guys.
I like to think that in 10 years' time, when we're sitting on an island shaped in T's and W's and Y's, S's and I's, that we look back on this with a fond glee. But I've got a feeling that we'll be running away from this recording for the rest of our lives.
100%.
110%. But if anyone's listening, I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. And if you do want to, advertise through this podcast, not for free, I'm not expecting Disney Plus. I take the Three Sisters, I'd rather avoid it. Get in shout. Get in touch with Ben, because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, there'll be... go to the website, TWTYSI.co.uk. Get on there, it's got our contact details.
I mean, I was being facetious. We've got about 4 followers on YouTube, so I'm
Doesn't
pretty
matter.
sure that, especially in these...
One of those 4
I mean-
people could really be into this.
I mean,
podcast.
somebody might get desperate financially in this sort of meltdown that's coming and just bottle it. And
They need to get out to those 4
Give
people
us-
who are more than likely us 3 and somebody
I mean,
else.
it is.
Christy, I think.
It is.
Aye, there
Shout
we
out
go.
Christy.
Shout out to
Exactly.
Christy. Thanks for listening, Christy. I'm sure my mum's listening, so
Hi, Gail.
hopefully you've fast forwarded to the end. But yeah, that's us. I'm sure Ben will have put up some flashy pictures to make this more enjoyable. But does anybody,
I mean, I've taken a screenshot of what you're doing right now, and that's going on it.
I mean, that is pretty good. I'm pretty confident with this pose.
It is a very, very fantastic pose.
A power pose. I've decided to stand up halfway through this pod for no reason.
Fair. Stretch the
Get blood
legs.
circulation going.
Exactly. It's really the most exercise I've done in about a month. So I'll do some push-ups on the wall.
Any final thoughts, anybody?
Any final thoughts? Hashtag Team Craft. Let's get that spreading.
There we go. Great final thought.
Enjoy your conservatory. If you're also listening, you know who I'm talking about. If it's you, you know who I'm talking about. Right, guys, it's been emotional. Checking out.